WWE Titans Parts Unknown was a wrestling game that was under development at Next Level Games and set to be published by THQ, with the game planned for a 2004 release on both the PlayStation 2 and Microsoft's original Xbox. Much like WWE Brawl, which we covered in our previous episode, WWE Titans would once again see the WWE superstars portraying bigger, more exaggerated versions of themselves as they travelled to Parts Unknown, where they would go up against a whole host of original characters that included anthropomorphic warriors that were based on animals like crocodiles, snakes and tigers, as well as original human characters that included witches, warlocks, Indians and sorcerers. The concept designs for WWE's superstars, or in this case their Titans, seen the developers draw inspiration from the real-world superstars themselves, with Kurt Angle's design featuring his instantly recognisable singlets, one of which features the straps down to reveal a Stars and Stripes war paint design that goes all the way from his lower back to his head and shoulders, with a biotext noting the addition as a means of helping to offset his usual clean, sharp image. As for Rey Mysterio, he too has a familiar design featuring subtle changes such as the flaps on his mask or the added horns on his boots, which were added to deal more damage when using the 619. Speaking of the 619, we also have this concept art that notes the difficulty in recreating that move in the new environment due to the lack of ropes, and how the devs plan to get around it by giving Rey a crucifix staff that he could then use as part of his special move, allowing him to swing around it and deliver the 619. Staying with Rey, we also have this alternate design that sees him drawn as an ancient Aztec warrior, featuring what is noted as a brightly coloured feather headdress, tassels and gold jewellery to give him a more exotic feel. Meanwhile, just like Angle and Rey, John Cena's character featured an even more exaggerated version of himself, with Cena's design drawing from his chain gang warrior persona to feature word-life knuckle dusters, chains, barbed wire and even what looks to be cybernetic implants. When it comes to level designs, these were also quite varied, with levels ranging from the godly Mount Olympus to modern day cityscapes, windmills and war-ravaged castles, some of which were themed around the WWE superstars themselves. Some examples of this included the urban cityscape, which was designed as the home level for John Cena and featured a giant FU logo on the side of the central building. As for Triple H, he would have his own war-ravaged castle featuring this logo mosaic. When it comes to the size of the levels, this concept art of one of the antennas shown in the Cena stage, it kind of gives you an idea of the scale, as despite their larger than life designs, in comparison the characters were relatively small when placed against the backdrop. While it's unknown just what the gameplay would have been like, one thing we do know is that one of the game's central mechanics would have been the ability to destroy certain parts of the levels, as this concept art for the battleground area within Triple H's castle reveals that the walls of the area would topple and fall away, revealing a view of the castle on one side and the background of the surrounding area opposite. Other destructible elements included this furnace object that appears to have been planned for Kane's level, with the artwork showing how the furnace would look initially before then describing how it would break apart in subsequent stages. Despite all of these concept designs, for unknown reasons, Titans never made it into development and ended up being shelved by publisher THQ, meaning these images are all that were ever produced. However, some of the game's moves would see the light of day in another title, as following the setback, Next Level Games, who at the time had only released one game in NHL Hits Pro, they went on to work exclusively with Nintendo, where they developed the likes of Super Mario Strikers, Punch-Out and more recently Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Nintendo Switch. One game missing from the catalogue though was Super Mario Spikers, which was said to be a volleyball game with fighting elements presented in the same style as Mario Strikers. Unfortunately, this game was also cancelled. However, in this prototype footage of the game, you can see how the developers reused some of the Titans wrestling maneuvers for the game, such as this spike pile driver that would have been for The Undertaker and an acrobatic double foot stomp that could have been for Rey Mysterio. So there you have it, that was everything we know about WWE Titans Parts Unknown, another cancelled WWE game that we'll never get to play. If you enjoyed this video, then please do leave a like and subscribe for more, as well as checking out the previous episode in the series where we took a look at WWE Brawl. Until next time though, all that's left for me to say is I hope you've enjoyed this video, have yourself an awesome day, and I'll catch you later.